Technical difficulties happen sometimes. Only a couple of years ago, I was here and the lights were out. So it happens every once in a while. We just learn to roll with the punches a little bit. Happens anywhere and everywhere. And I think sometimes the devil tries to see what he can throw at us, make us quit. That's not going to work. He's going to have to try something different. Today we're going to talk about they that wait upon the Lord. If you'll turn to Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 31, we'll go ahead and have you turning there. While you're turning there, I'd like to say how gracious I am to be able to be here with you at the Bremen Church of Christ. This congregation means a lot to myself and to my family for a number of reasons. Some of you have been our friends for a very, very long time through camp or through other means. I think this may be the 12th year in a row I've been able to be here for your summer series, and so that's always a blessing. I don't feel like I'm that old, but 12 years is a decently long time to have been coming. And so I am excited to come and be with you again and to talk about the promises of God. Today we're going to talk about God's promises to those that wait upon the Lord. And if you will, read Isaiah 40:31 with me. It says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Now, waiting upon the Lord is something we're going to have to define. But when we think about the word waiting, there are a lot of things that we have to wait on. Any of you ever been to the DMV? You got to wait a little while. When you go there or gone to the doctor's office, there's a reason why they call you a patient, because you've got to be while you're waiting to see the guy that you came there to see. Or if you go to the bank or if you go to the checkout line in the store, there's a lot of opportunities for us to wait. Now, sometimes waiting is a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes waiting can be dangerous. In situations like waiting to make things right with someone else, if you wait too long, you won't have the opportunity to do so. And so waiting is certainly not something you need to do in that circumstance. Also, waiting to come to someone's rescue. If someone needs rescuing, they need it right now. And so what do we want to happen when an emergency situation comes up? We want that ambulance to get here in a hurry. If a fire breaks out, we want the fire truck to get here in a hurry. Or if there's a crime being committed, we want the police to show up in a hurry. We don't want them to wait. And then also a situation that is dangerous is waiting too long to teach the lost. Lost people need the gospel. And sometimes we say, well, I'll get around to that one day. And I'll never forget myself the very first time that someone that I intended to teach the gospel passed from this life without being taught the gospel. My good friend Danny that I played football with growing up, he had told me when I decided to be a preacher, he said, next time you're in town, let me hear you preach. Tell me you're going to be in town and I'll come hear you preach, and we'll spend some time together and we'll talk about the Bible. And I passed up an opportunity to do that the next time I was in town. He was in a car accident just a week or so later and passed from this life, never having had the opportunity. So sometimes waiting is a dangerous game to play. And now on the other hand, waiting is sometimes a necessary thing, like waiting for an assignment before you can fulfill that assignment, or waiting to allow matters to shape up to be in a condition where things will work out, or waiting for a crop to come in. If a farmer was to plant his crop and then turn around later on that week and you go, you know what, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go get that corn that I planted 3 days ago. We're going to go ahead and harvest it. If he does that, he's going to miss out on the harvest because he didn't wait for the crop to come in. So waiting sometimes is a bad thing. Waiting sometimes is a good thing. And waiting is something that we really need to define before we get into the rest of what we are studying today. But I did bring a little book with me today. I don't know how many of you know this book, Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss.